Thank you so much for joining me this morning. This is our first week of our 4-week community live series focusing on stress and recovery and times of transition. We're going to be moving through a 45-minute power class this morning with time for some breath work, some meditation, and really giving you some tools to process and move through transition. So I invite you to go ahead and take a seat on your mat. Maybe to have a small pillow or a block underneath your seat just to elevate the hips a little bit. And just to notice the points of contact that your body is making with your mat in this space. Noticing your sit bones anchored down, noticing your feet, your knees, all the points of contact that your body is making. Knowing that this lower part of the body, unless you're doing a handstand or in another position, you're always making some contact with the ground. This grounding force of the lower body through the pelvis, the hips, the thighs, the knees, and the feet, all part of our root chakra. Whether you're standing, seated, laying down, you always have a piece of your body that you're able to tune into. For myself, if I'm feeling anxious or I'm overthinking, it's a part of my body that I can tune into to really ground down. We're going to take a few deeper breaths here, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out an open mouth. Just kind of really sigh out. 2 more, just like that. Inhale. Exhale out the open mouth. Last one. Inhale. Exhale out an open mouth. Starting to go into a bit of a body scan here. Starting at the crown of the head. Scanning down through the body, through the throat, through the shoulders. Just having an observance of any areas of tension that you might find. Just being the observer of that tension. Just noting. Scanning through the chest. Scanning through the right arm, all the way down to the fingers. Scanning through the left shoulder, left arm, all the way to the fingers. Through the chest and belly, just noticing any tension that is aware for you. Through the hips, through the right and left thigh. Through the right knee, the right calf, the right foot. Through the left knee, the left calf, and the left foot. In any areas that you feel tension, we're just going to hold and be with for a few moments. When I think of transition and change, of seasons, of holidays coming up, and a busy schedule, I start to notice tension in my throat and in my chest. So that might be similar for you, might be different. But wherever you really notice tension in your body this morning, what I'd like you to do is just gently tap in that area. Just use your fingertips, just gently tap, whether it's on a shoulder, whether it's on your thigh, on your knee, wherever you really just notice a bit of that tension. Just tapping gently. This helps to kind of awaken, to move that energy, to really allow our body to know that we're ready to move some of that tension. Taking a few deeper breaths as you tap in that area that you feel that tension. And as you tap and as you notice, see if that tension has any particular qualities, has any particular colors or densities. For example, oftentimes the tension I feel in my neck or in my chest feels like it's a blue or black. It feels kind of dense. And so you're going to lay your hands on that tension, take a really deep breath in, and then exhale out an open mouth, as if you were breathing out that color of that tension, whether it's blue or black or red. Take a few more deeper breaths, envisioning that color, and envisioning that color exhaling out the mouth. Take one more just like that. Breathe in. Exhale. Beautiful. Shake out the arms a little bit. Roll the shoulders. And we're going to come into child's pose. So towards the back of the mat, knees open, big toes together. Soften the forehead down towards the mat. Palms facing down. Really receiving the energy of the ground, receiving the energy of the earth. So we mentioned the lower part of our body, most often what is in contact with the ground, and if we're really able to focus down on our knees and our hips, sometimes it gives us a grounding force. But laying in this child's pose, even more points of contact with the ground. Just really allowing your mind, your body to really sink into the ground here. Maybe even gently massaging the forehead side to side just a few times. We're going to inhale to a count of 4 through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then exhale out the mouth. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4 more just like that. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale out the mouth. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale out the mouth. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. 2, 3, 4. Exhale out the mouth. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Let's go ahead. Come to tabletop pose, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Just through a few cat-cows here, just really opening the spine into flexion, into extension. As you might know, the power of really extending those exhales, making our exhales longer than our inhales, has the ability to really calm down our nervous system, to really tap into the power of that parasympathetic nervous system. Our breath has so much power over our nervous system, so we can really harness that power. A couple more times in cat-cow here. Then we'll straighten the spine, even amount of pressure through each wrist, each knee and leg. And we're going to come into sunbird. So right leg extends behind you, left arm comes out in front of you, keeping lots of strength through the right hand and right elbow and shoulder pressing through the ground. Take an inhale to really lengthen from the left fingertips all the way to the right heel. And then exhale, curl in elbow towards the knee. Inhale, reach out long. Exhale, curl in elbow to the knee. 2 more times. Inhale long. Exhale, elbow to the knee. Inhale long. Exhale, elbow towards the knee. Inhale long once more, and then exhale, set it down. Left leg comes up behind, right arm comes forward. Take a really long inhale, lengthen out, really press through that left hand with the straight left elbow, really pressing out through that left shoulder. Take one more inhale there, and then exhale, curl it in, elbow towards the knee. Reach out long, inhale. Exhale, curl it in, elbow towards the knee. 2 more times, reach out long, curl it in, elbow towards the knee. Last one, reach out really long, curl in, elbow towards the knee. Inhale, last sunbird. Hands down towards the mat. Tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Press the hips up and back. Maybe bend one knee, straighten the other. Really open up through this first downward dog of our practice. Maybe your first downward dog of the day as well. Really spreading the fingers wide here, feet about hip distance apart. Let's allow the heels to be really, really heavy here. Almost pressing the heels towards the ground. Maybe they touch. And we're going to do a little bit of movement in our downward dog. So on an inhale, we're going to come all the way up to the balls of the feet. So the hips are reaching up high. We're on the tippy toes or ball of the foot here. Take an inhale there. And then exhale. Stay on the ball of the foot as you bend the knees so that the knees hover over the mat. Straighten out the knees, keep on the ball of the foot, and then exhale. Heels down, back down towards the mat. Let's do that a few more times. So inhale, reach up onto the ball of the foot. Exhale, bend the knees so that you're hovering the knees over the mat. Inhale, straighten the knees, stay on the ball of the foot. And then exhale, heels descend. A couple more just like that. Inhale, lift the heels up, 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 ball of the foot. Exhale, knees come down and hover. Inhale, straighten the knees, heels lifted high. Exhale, heels come down. Last one. Inhale, onto the ball of the foot, heels rise up. Exhale, knees hover down. Inhale, straighten the knees. Exhale, heels come down, almost in contact with the mat. Take an inhale, downward dog. Exhale, plank pose. Really strong through plank, sending the knees upwards towards the sky. Keeping the arms really strong here. Tiny little bit of a tuck in the tailbone. Keeping the abdominals zipped in. You could always bring your knees down to the mat. Take one more inhale, plank wherever you're at. And then exhale, chaturanga, all the way onto the belly. Untuck the toes so the tops of the feet are pressing into the mat. Wrists come down either side of the ribs. Inhale, cobra, rise up, shoulders and head. Exhale, tap the forehead down. 4 more times. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, tap the forehead down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, tap it down. 2 more. Follow your breath. Inhale to lift. Exhale, tap it down. Last one. Inhale to lift. Exhale, tap it down. Tuck the toes under, downward facing dog once more, just briefly here. Start to walk the feet forward, top of the mat. Coming into a forward fold. So feet about hip distance apart. Allow the arms to be heavy, maybe even ragdolling, waving them for just a moment here. On an inhale, flat back. Kind of like your back was in tabletop. Maybe hands come towards the front of the shins. Exhale, forward fold down. Inhale, upward salute. Sweep the arms on up. Standing pose, maybe gazing up through the hands. And then exhale, mountain pose. And just a moment here to take a few breaths. To notice, again, the points of contact your body is making with the mat, your feet strong into the mat here. Calling an intention for this practice and for this series. Noticing in how you really want to move through the transition of the season that you're in, how you really want to hold and face challenges as that come towards you, and what tools you can really foster in your life as you move through transitions and challenges. On the next inhale, upward salute, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward folds. We move through a couple sun salutations. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back to plank, lower down. Inhale, cobra, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. Use the next inhale, press the hips back. Then exhale, walk, step or fly, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, upward salute, sweep it up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back to your plank, lower down. Inhale, cobra, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. Inhale, press the hips back. Exhale, walk, step, fly, top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Last sun salutation here. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back to your plank, lower down. Through your back bend. Down dog, couple breaths. Down dog, a beautiful time of transition. Good time to check in, to get grounded again, to find that strength. Inhale, press the hips back. Exhale, walk, fly forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, upward salute to mountain for a beat. And then from here, inhale, chair pose. So hold chair, a few breaths here. So we're going to build into our flow here gradually. We're going to do a nice set up round here where we're moving and really holding each pose a little bit longer. Noticing where we're feeling some of that muscle fatigue in our body and how we can shift our attention to somewhere that maybe feels a little bit more easeful. So even in chair here, really lifting up the toes, spreading them out, really getting some good grounding force through the ground there. Making sure you have as much real estate under your feet as possible. Maybe bending the knees a little bit more deeply. Take one more deep breath there. Then exhale, forward fold, bend forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, we'll step back to plank, lower down. Inhale through your back bend. Then exhale, downward dog. Inhale's going to take us to three-leg dog. Right leg lifts up, nice and even through the pelvis. Keeping an even amount of pressure on the right, the left hand. Making sure you really have even from forward to back. That left leg is really grounded and rooted down. Inhale, lift the right leg a little higher. Exhale, right foot top of the mat. We're going to place our left foot at a 45-degree angle. Right toes are pointing forward. There's a little space between our right and our left foot here, so we have a nice amount of balance. Keeping a really deep bend in the right knee, really noticing the ground underneath your feet. From a place of groundedness on an inhale, warrior one. Lift up, keeping that deep bend in that front right knee. Arms reaching up, fingers spread wide. Maybe gazing up as well. Using your breath. Bringing the hands behind the low back as we're going to clasp the hands together. And inhale to really open up through the front of the chest. So legs are staying the same as they were in Warrior One. We're just clasping our hands behind our back here. Maybe we'll even take the funky style clasp. If your right thumb is usually on top of the left, maybe the left thumb will be on top of the right. Really opening up through the front of the chest. Take one more inhale there. And then exhale, humble warrior. As you allow the shoulders to descend, maybe coming towards the inside of that right knee. And even here, just really noticing, strong in through the feet, making sure that the inner arch of the foot is lifted up slightly. The big toe really pressing into the ground. The toes are nice and spread out. From here, we're going to release the hands either side of the right foot. And we're just going to walk our hands all the way to the back of the mat. So left toes now are going to point towards the back of the mat. Right toes are going to point off to the left side of the mat. So we're facing the back of the mat, a little change of perspective. And then on an inhale, we're going to cartwheel the arms open to Warrior Two. Really spreading the arms nice and wide here, looking over the left fingertips. So anytime I really face the back of my mat, for me is always a time or representative of just kind of looking at the past and all that we can really learn from it. But really noticing your body too. Make sure you're not leaning forward towards that, trying to grasp, but really keeping the head over the shoulders over the hips. So as we even look towards the past, what lessons we can learn to really bring into the present of our transitions. Take another breath in Warrior Two. And then soften the left elbow down to the left thigh or knee. Reach the right arm overhead for a side angle. So this could be your modified position here. Or you could reach the left arm on the inside of that left leg. Maybe even reaching the right arm overhead for that extended side angle. Up to you and your practice. Just noticing those long lines of energy here. Making sure that that right blade, outside blade of the right foot's really anchored towards the mat. So that anchor is really reaching down into the earth from the right foot. And the line of energy all the way up towards the right fingertips. Take one more breath there. And then inhale through reverse warrior. Left arm overhead. Right hand rests somewhere on the right leg, calf, or thigh. Maybe even bringing the right hand behind the low back. Taking a few nice deep breaths, really expanding through the left side of ribs here. One of the best parts about yoga is really moving our body in ways that we might not otherwise through the day. As we do this, as we really breathe into areas, we're really able to touch in and release different points of tension, to just be with our body in a different way. Take one more deep inhale there, and then exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat, as we're going to come towards the center part of the mat here. Toes are going to point towards about a 45-degree angle towards each side of the mat. As we bend the knees deeply, we're going to come into goddess or horse stance. Bending the knees deep. Hands come to heart center. As we're just going to create a little bit of energetic space around our body. So take an inhale with hands in prayer. And then exhale as you reach the hands forward towards the top of your mat, as if you're kind of like almost pushing away a wall. And then inhale back to center. And then exhale as if you're pushing a wall back towards the back of your mat. Inhale back to center. Push forward as if you're creating some space in front of you. Back to center. Push upwards if you're creating some space up. Maybe even straighten the knees for a moment. And then back to center. And then pressing down towards the ground. Just creating that space. Keeping the knees bent. Just kind of reach in and just really recognize that energetic space that you're just kind of creating for yourself, that you're just pushing away. Of course, it's imaginary and we're really giving our cues for our brain, but even you can kind of notice just a little bit of lightness as you just kind of do the activity of really pushing away that space. Take another deep breath in, Goddess, bending the knees deep. Exhale, warrior two, opening the arms wide. Inhale, reverse the warrior. A few nice deep breaths through the right side ribs here. Right arm stretched out overhead. Maybe the left arm binds behind the low back. Take one more deep inhale there. Exhale, cartwheel, hands down. Go through your vinyasa. Inhaling through your back bend. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Maybe a lion's breath here. Take an inhale through the nose. Exhale out an open mouth. On the next inhale, left leg rises up. Nice and even here. Take a moment to check in. So often as we come into three-leg dog, we'll start to place a little bit more pressure on the left hand. Just maybe even out that pressure. Really allow the right heel to descend as you lift the left leg up. Inhale. Exhale, left foot top of the mat. Take a moment here, really spread out through the left toes, ground that foot in. Right toes pointing at about a 45-degree angle. That deep bend through that left knee from a place of groundedness through the leg. Inhale, warrior one. Reaching up. Fingers spread wide here. Notice the rise of energy through the fingers. Your legs, your feet are really rooted, grounded in. Your arms are raising high, maybe gazing up for a moment. If you know the story of Warrior One or Virabhadrasana One, it's a warrior rising up through the ground. And so often change and transitions can feel like we're breaking through a new barrier. And sometimes it can really take some consistent energy to break through that new ground. So as if you could really embody that energy of breaking through. Take one more inhale there. Legs stay as they are. Exhale, hands clasp behind the back. Maybe with that funky style, if the right thumb is overhead, is on top usually, maybe the left thumb comes overhead. Really open up through the chest, spread the collarbones really wide as the legs stay as they are. Take another deep inhale, maybe gaze up. Exhale, humble warrior. Bow it down. Draw that strength through your muscles, through your breath, through really spreading out the toes again and again, making sure that your feet are really rooted into the ground. Take one more breath there, then release the hands either side of the foot. We're going to twist and turn all the way to the back of the mat. Right toes point towards the back of the mat, left toes point to the side. Deep bend through that right knee, really ground the legs, and then inhale, cartwheel open, warrior two. Spread out through the fingertips. Long line of energy, fingertip to fingertip here. Keep the legs as they are, soften the left elbow down towards the right thigh, reaching the left arm overhead, side angle. You could stay here in modified, or you could bring the left arm overhead. Maybe you're reaching the right arm on the inside of that right leg. Taking a few breaths there. Finding the strength through that root chakra of your body. Really allowing the feet to be strong into the earth. Take another breath there. And then reverse the warrior. Right arm reaches up and back. Really expand through the right side ribs. Maybe curl the left arm behind the low back. Take one more inhale there. And then exhale, hands come down to the foot, towards the center. As we point the toes, 45-degree angle towards each side of the mat, bending the knees deeply, coming to horse stance on this side. Let's create some of that space around us again here. Inhale, hands to prayer. Exhale, push the hands towards the back. Inhale to prayer. Exhale, push the hands towards the front. So if you're pushing a wall away from you. Inhale, horse stance, prayer hands. Exhale, push forward. Inhale, hands to prayer. Exhale, push over top. Hands come back to center. And then exhale, push down towards the ground. Back to horse stance, prayer. Inhale there. Exhale, warrior two. Take a breath there. Really spread out fingertip to fingertip. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Couple breaths there. Maybe bound the right arm behind the low back. Take a deep breath to expand through the left side ribs. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down through your vinyasa. Through your back bend to downward dog. Take an inhale, press the hips back. And then exhale, feet forward, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, back to where we started. Bending the knees really deep. Reaching arms up high. Take another inhale there, and then exhale, mountain pose. All right, we held some postures. We're going to go ahead and flow through that on each side. Take a nice cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. You've got this. Inhale, chair pose. Bend the knees deep. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back to your plank, lower down. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, three-leg dog. Exhale, right foot top of the mat. Inhale, warrior one, rise up with strength. Exhale, hands clasp behind the low back. Inhale, open through the collarbones, maybe gaze up. Exhale, humble warrior, bow it forward. Release the hands, reach all the way to the back of the mat as we spin. Left toes pointed back. Cartwheel the hands open, warrior two. Take an inhale to really lengthen, fingertip to fingertip. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat, towards the center of the mat as we point the toes to the side. Deep bend through the knees, horse stance. We hold for the inhale. Exhale, warrior two, open to the side. Inhale, reverse warrior, we sweep through. Exhale, through your vinyasa. Lower it down. Move it through. Down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, left foot top of the mat. Inhale, warrior one from a place of rootedness through the feet. Exhale, hands clasp behind the low back. Inhale, open through the collarbones. Exhale, humble warrior, bow it forward. Release the hands. Move all the way towards the back of the mat. Right toes spin to the back of the mat. Cartwheel the hands open. Warrior two. Inhale to really reach long. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse the warrior, sweep it back. Exhale, hands come down either side of that right foot. Back towards the center, facing the right. Toes point to the side, horse stance. Inhale to really bend those knees deep. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior, sweep it back. Exhale through your vinyasa. Lower all the way down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful job through that flow. We'll take an inhale, press the hips back, and then we'll exhale, walk the feet forward, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair, bend those knees deep. And then get out of there, mountain. Shake the legs out a little bit. And then from here, let's play with a little bit of balance. So we're going to keep our bodies facing the front of the mat. You're going to really anchor the right leg down. We're getting set up for tree pose. So really spread out the right toes, anchor that foot in, and then find a place for your left foot. You could keep the toes in contact. You could find the foot on the calf, or maybe all the way up to the thigh. Finding your tree, and really playing with this concept of tree and really imagining your body as if it was really anchored and rooted and tapped into the ground through your right foot. Really engaging through the right thigh as well too, as if that right leg were a really secure and strong lamppost. As if those roots of the tree are really reaching down into the ground. From here, we're going to direct our left knee forward, left hip, left knee about a 90-degree angle, reaching the arms upwards. And then we're going to spin to warrior three. So we're going to extend the left leg behind, reaching the arms forward, finding that warrior three. And then we're going to bend that right knee, and then we're going to find crescent pose. So my heel toe, the right foot a little to the side, find some space between the right and the left foot as if your feet were on railroad tracks, reaching the arms upwards. From here on our crescent, we're going to inhale to straighten through the right knee, and then exhale, bend that knee deeply to tap the left knee onto the ground, and then inhale, straighten through the right knee all the way up. Exhale, bend down, tap the left knee down. 5 more. Inhale, straighten through that right knee. Exhale, tap all the way down to the ground. Inhale, straighten through the right knee. Exhale, tap all the way down. Keep following your breath here. Keeping the abdominals engaged, the shoulders open. Arms extended overhand, or maybe bringing hands to prayer. Last one there. Beautiful. We're going to bring our knee all the way to the ground, hands on either side of the right foot. We're going to start to bend the right knee forward, keeping the heel on the ground. So we're just coming into some ankle dorsiflexion, just really stretching that right ankle, keeping the heel on the ground, deep bend through the right knee. Hopefully you feel a good stretch through the left hip flexor on that left side as well here too. Keeping collarbone open, gazing forward. And then on the exhale, we're going to straighten through the right knee, coming into half splits. Maybe pulling the right toes up towards you. If you have your blocks, this is a great time. If the floor feels far away, depending on the length of your arms, depending on your torso, you can always have blocks on either side here. Let's move forward and back once more. So bending that right knee deeply. Coming into a little bit of that ankle mobility, a dorsiflexion, keeping the right heel on the ground. Take another breath there, really open through the collarbone. And then on the exhale, half splits, straightening through the knee. Deep breath there. All right, we'll set the blocks to the side for a moment. We're going to step right up to forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Back up to standing upward salute as we come to tree on the other side. So left foot really anchors down to the ground. Spread those toes out. And then find your tree on this side, knowing that your right and left can feel completely different one from the other. So play with it here and find your tree. Really embodying that energy of your tree, allowing yourself to find that top root, even finer roots, really reaching into the ground from that left foot, anchoring down, really engaging through the right thigh, pressing the knee gently back without hyperextending the knee here. Take one more breath there. Start to shift and move the right knee forward, 90-degree bend at the right knee and the right hip, reaching the arms upwards. We're going to shift back to warrior three, keeping the hips nice and level. Long line here from the right heel all the way up to the fingertips. Maybe you're wobbling side to side like me, reaching out really long. Little micro bend through the left knee. Contact the right toes to the ground. Crescent pose. Spine nice and tall. On an inhale, straighten through the left knee. Exhale, tap the right knee down. Inhale, straighten through the left knee. Exhale, tap the knee down. 3 more. Straighten through the left knee. Exhale, tap the knee down. Keep the feet really rooted and grounded here. Tap the knee down. Let's add one more. And we'll come all the way down to the mat, hands on either side of the foot, maybe grasping those blocks. So deep bend through that left knee so that you start to feel some pulling, some tension through that left ankle, perhaps keeping the left heel on the ground. So as we move the left knee forward, we're really getting a deep stretch through the soleus, through some of the deeper parts of this left calf. Really open up through the collarbones, gaze forward. And then let's go ahead into half splits, straightening out through that front left knee. Maybe bowing our heads down a moment. And then once more, coming forward. You can allow the left knee to really go forward beyond the toes here, keeping the left heel on the ground. Take a couple nice deep breaths there. And then half splits once more on this side. Maybe using your blocks on either side. Maybe curling the head down for a moment. Taking a couple of breaths. All right, beautiful job there. Let's go ahead. We're going to set the blocks to the side. Just come through tabletop briefly. And then we'll come back onto our seat. You could grab your block if you'd like underneath your hips. If you'd like, just finding that easy seat. Allowing your shoulders to roll up and down a few times. Maybe inhaling to roll. Exhaling to drop the shoulders down. Inhaling to roll. Exhale down. Opposite direction, roll the shoulders forward. Inhale. Exhale, drop them down. Inhale, roll them forward, up, back, and down. Drop down on the exhale, last one. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, drop them down. And then from here, let's come into a little bit of a brief meditation, allowing our spine to be really tall, reaching your crown of the head towards the sky, maybe closing down the eyes. And in your mind's eye, I want you to envision a path in the forest, a path that you're walking down. And you come to a clearing with this beautiful tree. You notice its bark, its size, showing its age. You notice all the roots that are visible and that you know are reaching deep into the ground, into the earth. As you start to walk around the tree, you notice that the tree is in a season of change, as it always is. And maybe the change is representative of the seasonal change that is happening wherever you are in the world. So maybe the tree is changing its colors. Maybe there's new buds on the tree. Just really taking in the majesty and power of this tree. As you start to walk around, you notice a space in the roots where there is a little bit of a seat, and you take that seat just in the nook of the roots of the tree. And you notice that this seat feels really comfortable, as if it was made just for you. And you notice that this tree is really representative of you, of how you are choosing to transition through seasons, through challenges. You notice the qualities of the tree that are synonymous and representative with yourself. Noticing the roots tapping into the earth. Notice them representing your values, your boundaries, your community. The things that really keep you and help you to be rooted, even in the midst of change, even in the midst of transition. You spend a few more moments taking some deep breaths, taking in the energy of the tree, taking in all that it represents for you, knowing that you can come back to this tree at any time. And slowly you come out of the nook by the roots and walk back down through the path in the forest, taking with you some of the lessons from the tree. Taking a couple deeper breaths. If you happen to sit on a block, just setting it off to the side. Coming right down onto your back. We're going to twist the right leg on top of the left as we just send the legs off and twist the knees towards the left, opening the right arm to the side. Just a gentle crossed leg stretch. Maybe gazing towards the right outstretched hand. Take a couple deeper breaths there. Allowing the right shoulder blade to remain anchored towards the ground. Slowly bring the knees back to center. Cross the left leg over the right. Allow the knees to come towards the right side, reaching the left arm out to the side. Maybe gazing towards that left outstretched hand. Again, noticing that back shoulder blade, back of the shoulder remains anchored to the ground as the knees reach away. Taking a couple deeper breaths there. We'll bring our knees back to center, curling the knees deeply into the chest, maybe bringing the hands around the knees. Take a deep inhale there, and then exhale, Savasana. Allowing your arms, your legs to relax and to open. Allowing your body to integrate all the benefits, all the lessons from practice today. Allowing your body to be heavy with the mat, grounded with the earth, allowing yourself to find rest. Slowly starting to deepen your breath. Just noticing the expansion with a deeper breath. Starting to wiggle the fingers, the toes, just bringing that gentle movement back to your body. Just being gentle with your body here, taking your time. Starting to bend the elbows, bend the knees. I'm going to curl into a ball, coming onto left side. Slowly pressing yourself up to your seat. Coming back to that nice tall spine, maybe bringing hands towards heart center. Taking a deep inhale through the nose, a clearing exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. One more, just of the same. The light in me honors and sees the light in you. Thank you so much for your practice today. I'm honored to guide you through this one.